of Team 17, and we are here today to show you some My Time at Portia. The trailer you've just watched is to share the console release date, which is next month. Woo!
It is. We know a lot of people have been asking, haven't they?
Yes. So the game's coming to Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 4 and Xbox One on April 16th, which is now less than a month away.
It is indeed.
So we thought, what better way to celebrate than to play some Portia on Switch. And so basically I've just got a new workshop, new character, and we're going to explore the lovely little town of Portia, and we're also going to be answering your questions. So if you've got any questions regarding the console release, the Switch version, drop them in chat and we will do our best to answer while we are playing the game.
Certainly will.
So let's jump in.
Let's do it.
So this is Wilma. Wilma is my new character who has wonderful pink hair. As you can see, her workshop is in disrepair. So,
She needs to get that sorted out, doesn't she?
well, there's a lot of gaps,
Just get cracking.
which doesn't give you a good night's sleep. So we're gonna head out. So My Time at Portia has been out on PC for a little while now. It's available on Steam, GOG and Epic, and we are just really excited to be bringing this to consoles as well. There's been tons of you asking about when the Switch version is releasing, and the Xbox and the PS4 too. So it's great to be able to share this with you. Okay, so
if someone's new to the world of Portia, Lauren, what's the kind of setup? What's happened?
So you've inherited a workshop from your pa, and basically Portia is a town it's in a bit of a mess after a very old war. I won't spoil too much on the story, but you're going in basically as a novice builder to try and help rebuild the town. So we've got our little workshop. We're going to go and meet a couple of the civilians now in Portia, and we're going to just basically go through and help those guys get started on rebuilding their town.
Okay.
So glowing objects, as this is telling me so very kindly here, are things you can pick up. So we may need to come back and get these at some point.
Okay.
But first we need to go and meet Presley, so we're going to have a little look.
Is there a limit to how many you can pick up at a time?
Yeah, so you have stacks in your inventory. So you'll be able to collect, I think you can have 100 stacked in your inventory. But obviously you're not going to need that, because at some point you're going to need to craft stuff or build things with it. So if we have a look at our mini map, we should have like a little orange symbol with a star, which will tell us where we need to go. So.
Who's this? Yeah.
So that's Gust. Should we have a little chat with Gust?
Yeah.
So he is Gail's son.
Quite a flamboyant fella.
He's too busy for us apparently, so we're gonna let him get on his way.
Don't get paid.
I mean, he's got beautiful braids when you come out. So. So the Commerce Guild is basically the hub for building in town. So you'll go here to pick up commissions, and commissions are basically like little side quests that you can do where people in the town have asked for things that they need building. You can build them, and then you can go and give them to them. They'll give you like a monetary reward, and you'll get reputation points for your workshop.
Okay.
Right, so what's Prezi saying? How are you settling in? Very well, thank you. Let me introduce you to the Commerce Guild. So he's now going to tell you everything I've just said.
Oh.
So basically, it orchestrates trade across 3 cities, which is Portia and some other places.
So when this comes out, how much is it going to retail for?
So, on Xbox and PS4, sorry, I'm just trying to skip through this dialogue.
He's boring you already.
So, it's $24.99 digitally. Prices vary physically. I believe the Switch is a little higher, but we do advise checking with your local retailers on prices and stock availability as well. Someone is asking if the game's multiplayer. It's not. So Pathia Games, the lovely team that developed My Time at Portia, have built it to be a fully immersive single player experience.
Mm-hmm.
So you'll meet lots of characters in game who you can build relationships with, and chat to, and go on dates with, and hang out with. And tons of story content as well as just running your workshop day to day. So there's plenty to do in Portia.
And there are quite a few people who've already spent over 100 hours in Portia.
So I think my PC playthrough at the moment is over 200.
Wow.
Because I've just basically been trying to do like all of the workshop expansions and everything. So I'm quite excited to like start another playthrough on Switch next month.
So there's certainly no shortage of things to do there.
No. And loads of characters to meet as well. Like, because obviously, you know, if you want to build up a relationship and go on dates and get married, you know, there are tons of bachelors and bachelorettes to meet along the way. Right, so we've met Presley. Presley's given us our first builder test, which means we need to make a simple axe and a pickaxe. So this is going to require some materials. So the glowing objects that I mentioned earlier, so we're going to need some stone. I'm going to pick that up. Bowsette is asking, will there be more clothes and dresses? So at the moment, there are no plans to add any additional clothes. However, if you pre-order on console, there is a Housewarming Gift Set, which is a free pre-order bonus that you get for pre-ordering. And in there is an exclusive pre-order outfit that you will be able to use in-game at launch when you get it on console. Right, so we're in our work table. Our work table is the main piece of equipment you start with in your workshop and you load up on Time At Portia. Here we can craft our weapons that Presley has asked for. So he wants us to make a simple axe and a pickaxe. So we need, simple axe needs 5 pieces of wood, 8 pieces of stone. Pickaxe needs 8 pieces of wood, 5 pieces of stone. So I'm just going to go out and go crazy collecting stuff. Oh, we have a letter. Should I have a look? What is this? From the Portia Times. So the Portia Times is a local newspaper, delivers mail to your mailbox regarding things that happen in town, so like town meetings and things like that. Also calendar events, competitions, because there is a yearly calendar in Portia, so you have different seasonal events. You have martial arts tournament, a fishing competition, a racing day. There's tons to do, but obviously those are timed events, so as you progress, like as you live life in Portia, you have calendar events to go and attend and get involved with too. So this is just them introducing themselves basically.
Okay, we've got a question from Diane who is asking, what are the big differences between PC and the console versions?
So honestly, there aren't really any big differences. The console versions will have all of the same content as PC, so it will have the same story and everything. At launch, we will be releasing a free update in the near future that will add additional features to console. So stay tuned for announcements on that. But yeah, they're the same thing, same game. So if you want to play on the move, obviously grabbing it on your Switch is a great shout because you can play wherever.
Looks like a salmon over that wall there.
I'm very sprightly on my feet.
Yeah, this looks it.
Right, so we've got 7 pieces of stone, 5 pieces
It's
of wood.
looking some lush greenery around here.
Oh, some more. Oh my goodness.
What is that thing?
That is a colourful llama.
Can you ride them?
You can eventually. So at the moment these guys are wild. So they're just here in the field pooping everywhere.
Okay.
Oh yes. Animals poop, Brett. Who knew?
Can you equip a pooper scooper?
No. You can pick it up with your hands though.
Just dig in.
Wash up after. Can you show the controllers to the camera? I can. Ooh.
And I think we have a question of, can you make new armour
So
in this game?
you can craft outfits. See that sticky poop? You can craft outfits that have different defense benefits. You can buy outfits. You can win them. So yeah, you can get higher. The more you progress. So if I quickly go into our menu screen here, I'm going to show you the skill tree. So as you go through and just carry out everyday tasks, or you decide to have fights with creatures or people, you'll earn points based on your experiences. So that you can then assign them on your skill tree. So whether you want to be a fighter, a gatherer, or a social person, you can choose to branch out and go across the board if you want. So then let's have a look. Where's our character? To inventory. So you have these little outfit slots here. We can assign tops, bottoms, hats, accessories to add different buffs basically, which is handy because if you're going to go into a dungeon you want high defence clothing on.
I noticed was there 3 slots for accessories in there?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you might wear a necklace or a headband or a bracelet, that sort of thing, or a bag.
Okay, we're going to pick up some
I'm
food.
going to pick up the poop. I
What-
tried to fight the urge and I couldn't help it.
So what can we do anything with the poop? Can it fertilise?
Yeah, so the poop can be used in crafting recipes. So you can use it in fertiliser, which is very helpful when you're growing crops.
I can imagine. So the poop's obviously done a good job in this field, hasn't it?
It's done an excellent job. Right, okay, let's walk in. Let's pick this up. So, languages on the console version at launch are English, French, German, Italian, Spanish, simplified Chinese, and Japanese. And that's all subtitled, so it's all text based because obviously there's a lot of conversation in Portia because you're meeting different people. Right, let's just check in and see how much more we need because we've collected quite a bit.
Yeah, you've got
And surplus too.
20 pieces of wood.
Right, let's craft an axe. We've got an axe. Pickaxe. Oh, we need one more piece of stone. Okay, we can do this. Let's go.
I noticed there's a scarecrow in the field, and I noticed there's some chests. So do we need anything special to unlock these?
No, so these are dotted randomly around Portia.
Right.
So we open. Yep, warm gloves. So if I were to equip those.
Can you punch Gust?
Oh, I can spar with him. Do you want to see me spar with
Yeah,
him?
go on.
Let's do this.
I think someone stole the bottom of his
I've
trousers.
got a terrible feeling about this because we're very low level right now.
Go on, you can do it.
No!
That was
See?
it. One kung fu kick from Gust put you down.
One punch man.
You go and fight him again. Well,
Can't. That's it.
oh,
No.
terrible.
Right, I'm going to take the gloves off because they're not very practical when you're trying to build things. So one more piece of stone, right? That's where we were going. Let's head up here because there's usually some bits up here. So if you've got a question about the console releases or about the game in general or the pre-orders or anything, drop them in chat.
I have a question.
Go on.
When can we fight Gust again?
Tomorrow. In-game tomorrow.
Okay. So,
Once a day.
Oh, okay.
They only have enough energy for one fight.
Right.
And he destroyed us, so let's not go down that route again.
Do we get any kind of anything for beating him?
So if you beat them, you get like reputation points. So even though you beat the hell out of him, he wants to then be your friend.
Okay.
So there you go. Right, we've now got enough. Let's get the pickaxe. Excellent. Right, so that's everything we needed for that mission. So we now need to go and hand it in to Presley. So where is he? It's back up here.
Is there a lumberjack shirt you can wear while chopping the trees down?
There should be, right? There are tons of different outfits. We'll go to the store in a minute and I'll show you some of the outfits. So someone's asking if it's pronounced Portia or Portia. I say Portia, but other people say Portia. And when I spoke to the devs, they said we're happy for people to pronounce it however they like because everybody's got different regional dialects and different accents. So I thought that was really cool.
Yeah.
So I say Portia.
Around these parts, we call it Portia, don't we?
Yes, we do. Right, Presley. Excellent quality. Right, now he's going to give us another test, so we've got to build a stone furnace.
What isn't excellent quality is Presley's facial hair.
He's got excellent, he's like supremely groomed.
It's a portage.
It's not a portage. I'll have you know that Presley's a very fancy fellow.
I'm sure he is. Doesn't excuse his facial hair.
So, somebody's asked if there's a platinum trophy on PS4. I actually don't know the answer to this just yet. The trophy list has been hidden from me, but from what I've been told before, fingers crossed there will be because I want the platinum trophy.
Yeah. And we'll find that, try and find
But
that
yeah,
out
we'll
for you.
find that out and basically we're going to update our FAQs on our website as well, so we'll definitely put that question in there because we know there's a lot of trophy hunters out there. Okay, so second test, we've got to build a stone furnace. Stone furnace is another piece of machinery that you need in your workshop. So basically when you go mining, you'll get ores and such from metal and you'll need to smelt them down so that you can use them to craft.
Right, okay.
So we're going to go to our back to our workshop, and see what we need to do. So this here is our assembly station, and on our assembly station is our workshop handbook.
Am I right in saying that all of these things are pretty much upgradable?
Yes. Yes, so as you progress through, you obviously need to earn money because everything costs money. You'll need to upgrade to build different things. So as you upgrade your assembly station, you'll get more crafting recipes, you'll be able to build better equipment, bigger like bridges and things like that the town might need. So here we've got our stone furnace, so we're going to just choose the stone furnace, and then it's going to tell us how to use the assembly.
I have a question. Can you change your character once they've been made?
So you can change the hair and the lips, but you cannot change the skin colour, for example, at the moment. So yeah, when you're in character customization, obviously think about who you want to play as, who you want to represent you in Portia. Right, so we need a stone stool. So now we need to go to our work table and see how we make a stone stool. It's also starting to get dark, I've just noticed. Okay, so we need 10 pieces of stone, but we have a pickaxe now, so this should be easier.
So I'm guessing we can just go and attack these ones that we couldn't get to before. To be honest.
10, it was 10,
oh,
okay.
Obviously made
we got it.
Okay,
cool. Right, so we now need to equip that. And then we need 10 pieces of wood. We've got 7, so we're not far off. Let's go and hack a tree down. Maybe just a little one.
Do the things like the trees and the rocks, do they replenish over time, or once you've taken them down, have they gone?
No, they do respawn, so if you chop all of those trees down there, they'll regenerate over time, so you won't have totally killed the little woodland next to your workshop.
That's good to know.
Yes, you can change your eyebrow colour. It goes with your hair colour, so you'll need to visit the barber, which is not accessible from the start of the game. You'll need to complete some story to get the barbershops to open. But yeah, there is a few customisations options.
Are there different size eyebrows?
Yes, so when you do your character customisation at the beginning, you can choose like eyebrow thickness and width and shape and things like that.
Is there a threading bar or anything like that?
Threading and waxing?
Yeah.
There isn't, no. Steam owners, do they get the Housewarming DLC? So at the moment we are looking into how we can offer the Housewarming Gift Set to our PC players, but we don't have anything to confirm at the moment, so watch this space on that one. Okay, so it's getting quite late, so we're probably going to have to sleep, because otherwise we're going to pass out. So we're going to go to sleep. While we go to sleep, actually, it would be very good if our lovely producer could put the pre-order bonus up on the screen so that everyone can see what it is they get in the Housewarming Gift Set.
But he's too busy.
He's too busy responding to people's questions.
I think he's admiring your pink hair.
Yeah, it's fine. Right, so what we're going to do now instead, let's fix this gap, because we've got wood, right?
We've got a very messy house, you need to sort that out.
It is a bit messy. Hold on, we've only got 4 pieces, that's not enough, is it? Right, we'll come back to that. We will come back to it. Cool, so this is the Housewarming Gift Set. So the Housewarming Gift Set is basically what you get for pre-ordering on console. It will be available on the day of launch as soon as your game is downloaded or installed from cartridge or disc, and it essentially gives you like a nice little starter kit for life in Portia. So you get an exclusive outfit, you get a lovely statue and a clock, you get a couple of consumable items which might be handy for when you need to replenish your stamina. And you also get a bag of in-game currency, which is known as goals. So you'll get 500 goals, which will help you to get started buying basic supplies if you need to. So yeah, that's available if you pre-order. Pre-orders are live now across all platforms. And yeah,
I think
check
that
it
was,
out.
and I think that was nicely modelled by Marco.
Yeah, Marco is sporting the Housewarming Gift Set outfit.
He's done a good job of that.
Yes, right, so we built the furnace, so we now need to go and speak to Presley again because we need to prove our work as a builder.
Right.
I see a pink butt. Oh, hey! So this is Pinky. Pinky is a stray cat.
Can you adopt Pinky?
Maybe.
Okay.
Right.
Is that the crowd at night?
Yeah, what's the time in there? Okay, so Presley's up here. Just chilling, look, having his morning coffee. Presley, great job, you passed. Cool, so now we've passed those, he's going to give us our builder licence, which we can take to the mayor's office to register our workshop, because if we want to be the best builders that we can be, we want to compete to be the best workshop in Portia, so we need to be registered.
Okay.
I am just going to turn the in-game music down ever so slightly, because I think it might be a little bit loud for some people, so bear with me a second. Right. Let me know if that's no good. We will adjust it. Right, so we're going to go visit the mayor. We've got a few minutes yet. Right, let's have a quick run around town while we're waiting.
Are you just going to hang around and is that what people do?
Do you want to chat to Django?
Yeah, see what Django's got to say for himself.
Django is the local restaurant owner, so you can go to the Round Table restaurant and have dinner.
Nice. What type of food do they serve?
All sorts.
Really?
Yeah. He's also a bit of an entrepreneurial chef because he can give you recipes. But we won't go into that too much right now.
Oh, okay.
I think he's just loving life.
Got Sonia. Sonia's just hanging out.
Sonia works on the little drink stand outside the Round Table. She's a waitress. So you can buy different drinks from her. I'll show you. Which basically help, like if you're going to go into the mines or you're going to go into the ruins and whatnot, you can drink these to basically like add buffs. You can add attack buffs with a cheap soda, restore your stamina, and what else? This one is for defense buff.
Got a question asking, is the Switch version the same as PC at launch?
Yes. So all the main story content will be there. We're just going to add a few additional features in after launch, but it won't be too much later. But yeah, you'll be able to complete the full story at launch.
Who are those guys running away from you?
I think they were going into A&G, right?
Oh, right.
Or this guy.
Higgins.
Oh, Higgins.
Right, he's
Higgins is a bad man.
I don't think you want to speak to. He's legging it.
He's not happy. So Higgins is your nemesis in Portia. He's always competing to be number one on the workshop ranking list.
Can we spar with him?
Yes.
Do you reckon we've got a chance of...
No. I feel like maybe we shouldn't try.
Right, okay.
He's definitely going to knock us out. Say hello to Russo. Russo is the mayor's butler.
Looking very fetching.
Very
His
fetching.
belt and braces.
Alice. Alice is cool. Alice owns the florist.
Oh yeah. Amateur novelist.
She is.
So I've noticed there's an option that when you speak to these people, that you can give them gifts.
Yes.
So how does that system work then?
So you can give gifts once a day to each townsperson, and giving someone a gift will either increase your relationship points with them or decrease it. So for example, if I
gave them a poo.
Yeah, if I gave her a poo, she really didn't like that.
Right.
That was probably
Well,
a
she
bad
didn't look.
idea.
She didn't look best impressed.
No.
But you know, we can give her some better presents later,
Yeah.
and then
We've just shot ourselves in the foot with Martha a little bit. That's all.
have we? We'll win about rounds.
Yeah.
But so like Higgins, can you gift him a poo?
No.
Right. Okay. That's a shame.
Higgins doesn't want anything to do with us, Brett.
Okay.
Okay, so we need to go speak to the mayor. So
Does that make sense?
the town. No, he just wants to be number one. Not on my watch.
Well, you need to get building.
Yeah, I know. Right, so we need to get our workshop registered first, otherwise we won't be able to do anything competitive. Right. So we are in the town hall, which is lovely and bright green. This is Gail. Gail is the mayor of Portia. I like that I'm just carrying a wood log around.
Gail and Gust.
Clever, right?
Yeah. God, yeah. Is anyone called Windy? No? No one's Windy in Portia.
I mean, there might be. What should we call our workshop?
Just call it Wilma's Workshop.
That's really original.
I know.
That's so original.
Do you see how I thought about
it? Do you want to know what my go-to name is for a workshop?
Go on, tell me.
I'll type it out for you.
I still think Wilma's Workshop is better.
I think that's weak. I think Wilma's Workshop is weak.
Can't believe you're not going with my well thought out suggestion.
It's a terrible suggestion.
I'll fix her up here.
Boop. There we go. And it is registered. Yay! How do the Switch Joy-Cons handle? Very well. Very well indeed. I like playing in handheld mode as well, because obviously I can just put the Switch in my bag and play it on my lunch break at work, play it at home, put it in the dock at home, carry on playing on my TV. It's great. Right, we're done. We're done with you, Gail. Off we go.
I'm back into Portia.
Yeah. So, right, what have we got to do next? Let's go meet a couple more people and then I think we should go into the mines. Actually, we might need to sell stuff first because we're going to need some money.
Right. So what's the purpose of going into the mines then?
So we can mine for ores, which we'll need for like smelting down so that we can build things. Because obviously we're going to need metal at some point for certain structures.
Got you.
And
Sounds exciting.
there are relics to dig up in the mines as well, because obviously there's a history behind Portia. They had a war and stuff went missing, and stuff gets buried and forgotten. So there is stuff that you can dig up as well. And as you progress later on, you'll be able to collect those for a certain establishment in the town centre, which I will not talk about too much more because it will spoil things.
Definitely. So be very careful to not spoil anything.
Yeah, I don't want to ruin any story for anyone. So, Remington is a member of the Civil Corps. The Civil Corps is like a protective group who watch over Portia and make sure no trouble happens.
So, you're being asked, is there going to be a Mac version?
Yes, so the dev team are working on the Mac version, and very recently they were working on the final optimizations for the Mac version, so that should be released very soon. As soon as we have an absolutely solid release date and confirmed plans and change lists and everything for the Mac version, we will announce it on our social channels and tell everyone that it's live, and then everybody can play it on Mac. Right, so
we have got you covered, I think, in pretty much everywhere, haven't we?
Yeah, we've got all the big guns.
It's on all the stores on PC.
All places.
So I think it's on GOG, Epic and Steam, is that correct?
That is correct. So I believe we can go in here because we have enough money, so that's good. So multiplayer in the future, someone asks. There is no multiplayer plans for My Time at Portia. As I mentioned earlier, it was developed fully to be an immersive single-player game. So they've basically built around the single-player platform and just expanded on story content, side missions, so that you get hours and hours of enjoyment out of it.
Sometimes hundreds of hours.
Yes, there are people in the office that have played it for hundreds of hours, and I mean I know that we're biased because we work with the game, but there are people that have just like put their heart and soul into playing it because there's so much to do. There's so much expansion for your workshop and people to meet and everything.
And we're only scratching the surface in this, aren't we? Really?
Yeah, we're showing you like the very early game content. So as you progress, as you mine more, as you build more, you'll have better equipment. You'll have you might even have like your own production line in your workshop. You'll have like tons of machines on the go at once, and you'll be able to go off exploring and fighting nasty creatures and helping other people out. So we're going to just equip our pickaxe here.
I've got a question in regards to the loading times, and are they quicker on the PS4 Xbox One?
Loading times are something that the team have been working on optimising, and they are, I believe, looking to optimise even further, so that it gives everyone a smooth gameplay experience. Right, see this patch here? We're going to mine this. So there are different colour patches in the mines for different kinds of materials. So this is just normal stone. And then over here.
So is it best to concentrate your efforts on the different coloured areas? That way you're going to get something a little bit better.
It depends what you want. If you're going into the mines just for stone, you can just, there's tons of stone. If you're going in because you want copper, you need to look out for these patches, yeah.
Right.
But we also do have a very fun tool in here, which is these very fashionable goggles that I'm wearing.
Oh wow.
So if we press this button here, we go into the relic scanner mode, which means that we can look for these little light orbs. These are relics that are buried below the surface. So we can choose, it will tell us how far under they are. We can choose to dig one of them up. So we're going to pick this one. And as you progress, you can upgrade these goggles, so eventually you'll be able to highlight multiple points at once, which is very handy.
Brilliant.
So I'm going to keep mining and see what this is that we dig up.
Yeah, we're quite far down, aren't we?
We are. Got another 6 metres to go. So demos on the console is something that is also being looked into at the moment. So there won't be one for a little while, but the team here have been talking about potentially getting a Switch, PS4 and Xbox demo out. Ooh. Data discs, so that so that people can try the game.
What sort of data?
Well, this is the thing. There's lots to be learned in Portia, isn't there? So that's now giving us another mission.
Right.
So
you don't just uncover consumables or collectibles in this. You actually just a random.
I've got a jetpack to get out of holes.
No messing. Fully equipped. So. Yeah, so essentially you can just, find side missions as well as actual usable items.
Yeah, and as you progress with your relationships with other people as well, they'll give you personal quests that they want you to go on. So it might just be something as simple as they want a plate of whatever food.
Right.
Like there's Oaks, for example, likes mushroom stew, meat and mushroom stew. So he might just randomly one day fancy a bowl of meat and mushroom stew, and you can go and get him one.
Somebody like a plate of poop?
Nobody ever asks for a plate of poop.
Okay.
But they also might send you on little story missions. So, for example, Emily, who works on the farm, might have some chicken-related quests for you to go on. And then as you complete those, you increase your relationship with those characters as well, which is great, especially if you want to date someone.
Well,
helping out a friend is always good.
Well, talking of dating, what about Remington? Is he an eligible bachelor?
He is. Doesn't he have wonderful hair?
I like his backpack.
I love it. Our producer's just pointed to his own hair. You're not in the game!
Yeah, we just chose to ignore it.
Right. Let's go.
He's not happy about that.
So Lee is one of the people that we needed to speak to. So Lee is part of the Church of Light, which is one of the establishments in Portia.
He's got a fantastic mullet.
Yeah. Strong eyebrow game.
Yeah.
Great moustache. Bit of a weak goatee. Bit of a weak beard, eh, Brett?
Yes.
How do you feel about weak beards?
Just not even bother having them. Shave them off.
Oh dear. So, there's a few little story insights here about why Lee and the church don't like technology.
Okay.
But we'll let players find that out for themselves. So I'm just going to skip through.
He's obviously got a lot of information to give you.
Yeah.
And is that something in the game that, there's quite a rich lore?
Yeah, so as you talk to people, as you progress through story mission cycles and everything, you'll uncover little bits of history and Portia, so you'll be able to piece together like what happened, who's upset and why and that sort of thing. It's if you're paying attention to what people are saying, you can understand the whole lore of the game. It's great. Right, so do we want to give him the data disc? This is the question.
Well, it did say, he doesn't like technology. So, will he be offended?
We're all about consoles, right? So, no. Oh dear. Well, he still gave us some seeds though.
Should we have given them the data disc though?
Who knows?
Can we give it to him later on? Or have we missed the opportunity?
So now that we've chosen not to give him that one, we can still give them later on, but there's a shop inside the church where we can buy farming supplies like seeds and planters and things like that. And you basically use them as a currency in there. But what we're going to do is just a quick look at the missions. So someone's asking, can you have pets? Yes. Yes, you can. That is all I'm saying. No, there are a couple of animals in Portia that may need homes. Some of that is through a story mission, so I'm definitely not talking about that one. But yes, you can have pets, and it's lovely.
But you've got to make sure they've got a nice home, so you need to sort yours out before you can.
Yeah, my home is atrocious.
It's like a bomb system.
Well, maybe it did. Like, who knows what happened in Portia, right? There was a war. Okay, so the other place that we can take data disc to is a research centre, which is down here. But then it might shut by the time we get there, so I'm going to run fast. Probably not a good idea to run with a pickaxe in your hand, though. I'm just going to...
Well,
please
there's
don't try this at home.
obviously no police around in Portia, because you'd probably get nicked for that, wouldn't you? In real life, running around.
With a pickaxe.
Pickaxe.
Like, ah! Okay, so we need to go to the research centre, which is there.
So I've noticed there's quite a lot of NPCs around, and they all. Can you interact with all of them? Do they all have something to offer?
Yeah, they all have like conversational lines to tell you. You'll be able to gift things to them. You'll be able to spar with some of them, not all of them.
Right.
And as I mentioned earlier, as you progress, you befriend them. You can maybe go on just hang out with them, or you can go on dates with them. It all depends on whether or not they are romanceable, for example. So not all of them are.
So how would you tell if someone was romanceable?
So glad you asked that, Brett. In
She's
our
like tank girl there, that lady.
she's cool, isn't she? So in here, in our social tab, you'll see all of the people that we've met so far, because the ones we haven't met will be question marks.
Gotcha.
So, ones we've met so far, if they have stars under their name, they are not romanceable. If they have hearts, they are.
Okay, so you can actually romance Gus.
Yes. Does Gus take your fancy?
It's not my type.
It's his hair, isn't it?
Maybe if he got his hair.
Oh, you want his hair cut?
Just sort that out.
Amazing. Right. Let's speak to Petra, because she's the one that we need to speak to about data discs. Petra's cool. She's a scientist.
What sort of scientist?
Well, she does the data disk research.
Oh,
So basically, if you go to the research centre with them data discs, they'll be able to research what's on them to then give you blueprints for crafting items and structures and pieces of technology.
Brilliant. Okay, so we've got another question. What's the digital file size on Switch?
I actually don't know. Let's have a look. I think it's roughly 2 gig.
Yeah, I think it's still kind of.
I did look at earlier, because obviously I've got this installed digitally, and I think it was 2 gig. But yeah, as I say, if that's a question people want to know the answer to, we will put that in the FAQ too.
Yeah, we'll get our producer to make a little note of that.
Right, we've handed that in, so now we need to go speak to Presley again. So off we go.
So Presley's, quite popular for you at the beginning of the game.
Yeah, so Presley's like in charge of the Commerce Guild, so he's your go-to man for when you first start out, because obviously you're still learning what you need to do as a builder.
So does it kind of revolve around that hub, around the Commerce Guild? You said that's where you get missions.
Yeah, so there's a notice board in there, which we did kind of quickly look at earlier, where you pick up commissions, like as I mentioned, for random townspeople that they might ask for 6 panes of glass, or 12 stone stools, or 5 furry scarves, or
5
like
bags of poop.
I don't think you're obsessed with the poop.
Yes.
I don't think anyone's ever asked for poop. I don't think anyone would pay.
There's the first time for everything.
Oh yeah.
Jack might want a bag. He looks a bit mischievous.
You're terrible. So as you see as well, as we walk through town here, all of the townspeople have their own routines.
It's flawless.
He's teaching him how to sword fight. And then, so that's Mars. Where's Mars going? So Mars runs a tool shop in town.
Okay.
He's going in for his dinner, I think. And then Lucio, he's having a cup of coffee at the bakery. But yeah, so everyone's got their own routine, so you might be able to find once you get to know where people are at certain times. If you go, right, I need to go and find so and so for this, then you'll know where they are.
So you said obviously we caught Prezi out with a cup of coffee earlier. And the lady just then. Can you as friends maybe go out for a cup of coffee?
Yes.
You can.
Yeah.
Have a bit of a chat.
Yeah. So as you build up your relationship, you'll be able to hang out with them. So you can go to the round table for dinner, or go on swings.
Okay.
Go to the beach, and then you can date as well. So you can go on like little romantic dates. You can go on a hot air balloon, which is quite nice.
That's lovely.
Yeah, so there's loads of different activities you can get on with.
Cool, very simple.
It's very simple, apart from when you're fighting.
Yeah.
Right, it's getting dark. So where do we need to go? So Presley's not even going to be up anymore. He's probably gone home. They need to sleep, I think. Actually, just quickly, let's just chop a couple of trees down so that we can try and fix some of these holes in the floor.
So do you have like any fatigue? Can you just keep?
Yeah. So if you look at the bottom of the screen under my toolbar there, you'll see the yellow bar is going down as I swing this axe. Those are my stamina points. So throughout the day, every time you do an activity, whether it's chopping a tree or mining or fighting, you'll lose stamina points naturally. You can replenish those by sleeping overnight, or you can you can have a drink or have a certain meal. They all list what buffs and perks they have on them.
Got you.
How large is your building area? So at the moment, this is our workshop. It's got a really tiny yard, but there should be a little for sale sign around here. As you save up money, you'll be able to expand the land, and then once you expand the land, you can then expand the workshop. You can build out buildings. So there's a stable if you want to keep horses or llamas. There's a shed if you want to keep cows and sheep, and there's a coop if you want to keep chickens and ducks. But you can also, later on in the game, once you've upgraded a certain amount and you've gone down the hardcore builder route, you can have a factory as well, which means you can automate production. So when you're going sort of towards end game stuff and you want to focus on other aspects of the game, or even mid game, if you want to focus on other aspects of the game and let the factory do the work for you, you can.
Oh, brilliant.
Right, we have got 29 pieces of wood. So we're going to fix this gap.
So fixing the floor,
Yeah.
is that just a cosmetic thing, or does that actually impinge on anything during the...
So at the beginning of the game, if the floor is broken, you won't get a great night's sleep. So if I show you now, so we've only fixed one. If we go to sleep, when I wake up, my stamina won't be fully restored because my sleep will be bad.
Okay. We just had another question. On the menus, touchscreen on Switch?
No, not as far as I'm aware. Again, I think it had been considered, but because of the way you navigate through the game, it was, yeah. So right, we fixed a couple of gaps. 3 wood to fix this gap. See, look, my stamina hasn't fully replenished from that sleep, which means until we fix that large gap, we're going to get rubbish night's sleep.
So we need more wood then.
Yes.
So
20 pieces.
Another question from the lovely crowd. Will there be updates at the same time between PC and console?
So it depends what it is. So PC, obviously, if we're doing bug fixes, that sort of thing, then they'll roll out as and when the fixes are ready. Same as consoles, really. The update that I mentioned earlier for consoles is to add additional features. So that will go out, I think it's 2 to 3 weeks after launch. But other than that, I mean, if there's new content planned, then yes, we'll be looking to send everything out at the same time.
Great stuff.
But again, this is sort of like post-launch stuff. So if there's new content planned, we'll let you guys know as soon as we know. Okay, so let's get some more wood quickly, and then we need to speak to Presley when he's up and about.
We just leveled up.
Yes, we did. Level 3.
So is there a level cap in the game?
I believe the level cap is 100 or 99. It's really high. I think.
What was that then? Was that a star jump?
Did I star jump?
I don't know, it looked like it.
Oh, maybe.
Just limbering up,
Ready for a fight.
for lumberjacking.
Right. Got 32 pieces, that's enough. Right, let's go and find Presley. So, we can get our registration finalised.
Poor cat's just still walking
I
around.
know, poor stray Pinky. What would you call your workshop?
Ooh, I probably can't say on air.
Considering that your suggestion for mine was very unimaginative.
I might just call it Brett's Workshop.
Amazing.
My workshop.
What about Builder Brett's workshop?
Yeah, that would work.
Yeah?
Yeah. We'll go with that one.
Cool. So we are now a fully registered builder, which means we can now earn workshop points to try and get to number 1 on the leaderboard.
You do realise I'm keeping all these names to myself so people don't steal them.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I wasn't trying to give the game away.
No, it's going to be a magnificent workshop.
You can have beards in this as well. Just in case you were worried that you weren't going to get
sold
a beard in game.
Sold.
You can have a beard. Because I know you love your beard.
It's the only important thing, isn't it?
What, your beard?
Well,
Over everything else?
No, I mean in a game.
So Presley doesn't like Higgins either because Higgins is rude.
Right, okay.
Right. So he took the last commission.
Who's this chap who's
That's Arlo.
kick the door in?
Arlo is another member of the Civil Corps, which is the protective group that I told you about earlier. So every now and again you might need to go on missions with the Civil Corps as well, which is quite cool.
Okay.
So this is going to be our first big commission, this cutscene now. They want to build a bridge over to another part of the world, which is called Amber Island. It's a small island, sort of just past your workshop over the river.
Got it. So another question. Can you eventually unlock all skills in the game?
If you level through all the way, you can unlock the majority of skills, yes. They were, originally it was only a certain amount. I believe that was changed to give people a bit more of a challenge. Right, so we've got our first big commission, so we've now got to build these things.
Let's go
Right.
for it. Let's go for it. So where are we going? To the Amber Island?
Well, so we need to build a bridge
Oh, okay.
to get to the Amber Island, which means we need to go back to our workshop on the assembly station and build several parts of the bridge for that to go up. So with story missions like this, if you don't complete them, because obviously they're timed a lot of the time, if you don't complete them within the time limit, you're not going to fail, you're not going to get a game over or anything like that. We didn't want that to be a stopping point for anyone.
Right.
So you obviously have other builders in town, like Higgins, who will also build things, and in the event that we don't complete that mission and don't build the bridge, somebody else will do it so that we can progress in the story. So it doesn't just cut us off.
Right. So we have a question just in regards to that you've mentioned Higgins. I suppose we might not be able to answer this because of story spoilers, but will you get to befriend Higgins eventually? Or is that something
I think we should let people find out how the story progresses.
Yeah.
We don't want to give too much away. But Higgins is not a nice man and you shouldn't like him. He's nasty.
There you go.
He's nasty and rude and has no manners.
There you go.
Right.
You've said it.
Assembly station. I don't like Higgins. Higgins has wronged me on multiple occasions, let me tell you.
Don't hold back, say what you really
Say what you feel.
You know.
Right, so we need... Right, let's do that one first. So that is now on there. So if we look at this again, it will tell us what we need. So we need 3 copper pipes and 5 hardwood planks. Right, so this is where your... Oh, I just accidentally got rid of it. There we go. This is where your short-term memory comes into play.
Right.
Because, so we need those bits for that. But we can also check the handbook any time in here.
I think you've really rolled people up because people are now asking, can you kill Higgins? I think you're vehement dislike of him is.
No, you can't.
Off.
You 100% cannot kill Higgins or any of the other nice townspeople because that's me.
Yeah, but you said Higgins wasn't nice.
Yeah, but Higgins is nasty, but it doesn't mean you kill people.
Oh, okay.
I mean, sometimes you're not very nice, but I don't try and murder you.
Well, I don't think we can comment about that, can we, really?
Well, you still here?
Just
still
about.
sat here?
Just about.
Playing Portia
Hanging
here?
on. Hanging on.
Right. Anyway, we digress. Okay, so we need copper pipes and hardwood planks, which means we're going to need other equipment, other machinery. We're going to need, for hardwood, we're going to need a better axe because hardwood comes from those big trees up there that we cannot chop down with our puny axe.
So what's the plan then?
Right, so we need, I think first things first, we need a better axe, which is this one. So we need bronze. We need a bronze bar, which means we need a furnace to smelt.
Right.
So we're going to take this off of here. We're going to put a furnace on. That way. So these are all the machines that you can build.
Mm-hmm.
So the furnace is the one I just mentioned where you can smelt ores so that you can make metals to make better axes, other things. Grinders will allow you to make things like pipes, and cutters will allow you to make planks, and skiver will allow you to make fabric pieces.
Okay.
Which you'll get a lot of commissions for from certain townspeople, so that's always good to have. So they're your main machines early game. So we're going to definitely need a stone furnace for the first part, so we're going to do that.
I have a very good question,
Mm-hmm.
which says, do we know how much time we have per commission?
No, so they vary. So when you pick a commission up, it will have a time limit on the board. And I believe, let's check the missions in here. So with these ones, if they are a time limit one, you'll get sent a mail to say, hey, this is due soon, and it'll also have the time in the actual mission. So for this one, I believe we've got a bit of time to do it. But yeah, commissions on the notice board all have a time limit on them when you take them, so you can look and think if whether or not you're going to be able to fulfil that commission in that time or not, and whether you want to take it, because you can only take one a day.
Yeah.
Or one at a time. Right, so we need a stone stool, so that's on here. So that's that. Got that. So we need to just quickly go into our inventory, put that where the poop is, because we don't really need the poop.
No.
We do need this, so I'm going to just pop this over here.
She's a strong lady.
Yeah, she got serious muscles. Okay, so then we can craft. We need bronze bars, so we've only got enough to make one right now. We also need wood in there for the fuel, so let's put that in there.
So I'm guessing the resources that we need for certain things are, are quite plentiful. So obviously, things like the bronze.
Mm-hmm.
Is that something we have to make, or we can locate, or?
So bronze, you have to make it yourself.
Right.
With I think it was copper and tin, which we've mined already today. Other things like you might need springs or old parts or whatever, they might be found in certain locations. There'll be certain ruins, certain mines that you have to go to specifically for those and dig them up there.
Oh, yeah.
But it's the same with ores actually, so there might be aluminium or iron.
Okay.
They'll be in a different location. But you'll get to know that as you progress through anyway, and you'll open up new ruins, new mines, new levels of the mines.
As we can see, obviously, the time is ticking down until the bronze is done. Is there some kind of in terms of the day-night cycle, is there like an equivalent? Is like 1 minute, 1 hour? Or?
So you can actually adjust the time. Let me check if it's on here. It's added into the PC version. I think it might be going in the day 1 patch for this.
Oh, yeah.
Basically, you can adjust the time. So if you think time goes too fast in Portia and you're struggling to get stuff done in the day, you can slow it down, or if you think time goes too slowly, you can speed it up.
Okay, brilliant.
So we only have a couple of minutes left, so I don't really want to go too far into trying to build stuff. But hopefully we've given you a little overview into what life in Portia is about.
A little bit of an explore just over this.
Yeah, we'll have a little run round.
Show a bit more of the
So
scenery.
we've got the farm over here. As I mentioned before, farming is something that you can eventually do on your workshop when you expand. So you can have outbuildings for animals, you can grow crops, you can then cook stuff, you can go fishing, and then obviously there's the whole relationship system.
Who's this
get
fellow
married. This is McDonald. McDonald has a farm.
Oh, brilliant.
So McDonald is the guy that you can buy livestock from, so you can buy cows and sheep from McDonald's. You can also buy meat and birdies. He's also the go-to for getting a horse. So eventually later on in the game, this place here will be somewhere that you come if you want to progress through that story mission. But then you've got Sophie's Ranch. That's a little farm shop where you can go buy food supplies and stuff from. Up there in the background where see that little archway over there?
Yeah.
That's the tree farm, so you'll be able to collect wood from there.
Okay.
If we have a look at the map real quick before we go. So this is the world map. We haven't uncovered everything yet because obviously we've got stuff to do. We've got hours of story to do before we can get to any of these places. But that's just a quick overview of what Portia is like as a world, so we've only seen a portion of it in this stream. If anyone has any last minute questions, drop them in chat. We'll try and answer a couple more before we go. I'm going to show you something really fun.
She's getting attacked by loads of chickens and you've got to save her.
So, you see these chicks? Watch what happens if I pick one up. Run away.
You're stealing it.
Yep, they're not happy. They are not happy. Oh god.
They're going to rip you limb from limb.
Put it down and run away. Oh no, small button.
Oh no.
Burn. Put it down, run. And now everything is at peace again. Can you use the Switch Pro controller when docked? Yes, you can use the Switch Pro controller when docked. I like using the Joy-Cons because that's what I'm used to.
No pro.
I'm not pro enough. I don't have the pro skills, let's be honest.
No.
Right, I think that's all we've got time for, if I'm honest. So I hope everybody's enjoyed the stream. I'm just going to go and stand in front of my workshop, my little rundown shack of the workshop.
Fixer-upper.
The fixer-upper that definitely needs fixing up in.
State of it.
Yeah. So My Time At Portia is available on consoles next month, April 16th. It's coming to Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. It is available now on PC through Steam, GOG and Epic. And if you pre-order on console, you get the Housewarming Gift Set, which will give you a bunch of stuff to get started in game. We're going to put an FAQ up tomorrow on our website, team17.com, to tell you a little bit more about the game. So if you have any questions that we haven't managed to answer on stream, please feel free to get in touch with us through Facebook or Twitter, and we will get back to you as soon as we can. But I'm Lauren, this is Brett. We hope you've enjoyed the stream, and we'll see you very soon.
See you later, guys.
Bye.
Thanks a lot.